Hey, Pastor Steve here for our midweek encouragement word. You know, one of my favorite books in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, is the book of Ecclesiastes. Now, the book of Ecclesiastes can sound very pessimistic or negative at times. It talks about how, the sun goes up, the sun goes down, the things happen in the world, and anything never seems to change. It's so meaningless and frustrating. It's like chasing after the wind. And this is really kind of a practical humanistic viewpoint of what happens in the world. We can work hard to gain financial wealth, and then it could just disappear in a moment. It's so frustrating. There's so many things in life that are frustrating, and you and I experience this, and we know that to be true. The point of Ecclesiastes is to kind of balance all of that out, but keeping God in our focus. In chapter 7, it says this in verse 15. In my futile life, my meaningless days, I have seen everything. Someone righteous perishes in spite of his righteousness, and someone wicked lives long in spite of his evil. Man, it just doesn't seem to make sense how some things work out. But he says, don't be excessively righteous, and don't be overly wise. Why should you destroy yourself? Don't be excessively wicked, and don't be foolish. Why should you die before your time? It is good that you grasp one, and do not let the other slip from your hand. For the one who fears God will end up with both of them. Now, Solomon, the teacher here in Ecclesiastes, is saying, if you try to make your life about being the most perfect person, doing right, so that you never sin against God, well, good luck. That's never going to happen. There's no one who is sinless, who is perfect in the world. And in fact, the more that you try to pursue that kind of excessive righteousness, the more that you're going to really contemplate, well, did I do this wrong? Was this a sin? Did I do that kind of in the wrong manner? And we can really beat ourselves up trying to be super perfect. The Old Testament ended up having like 669 laws, and they had a court of judges who would kind of judge whether what you did that break the law, or were you allowed to do that? And it just got super complicated. And the writer of Ecclesiastes is saying, just don't beat your head against the wall trying to be a perfect person and do everything right, because there's no one who is sinless. And he's saying the same thing comes with wisdom. We can really just exhaust ourselves trying to gain all the facts and all of the wisdom into whatever particular things that we're trying to study. And I've got behind me a ton of books that I've acquired over years and through seminary. And I've read most of those books, and I can tell you that the more that I know, the more that I know I don't know. And the more that I try to fit in my brain, well, the more that stuff comes out, and I forget some of the stuff that I learn. And so we shouldn't try to gain so much wisdom as though we can gain all of the wisdom, because it's nearly impossible. And so don't just beat your head up against the wall trying to get wise at whatever it is that you're trying to get wise at, because in a way it's kind of futile. It's meaningless. You're never going to get there. You're always going to be learning. But the other side is not good as well. It's not as though we should be wicked. Well, if I can't be perfect, then I might as well just do whatever I want. And I might as well just sin and live life to the fullest and let the chips fall where they may. No, that's not good. Don't be a fool. Don't live your life like, well, I can't know things, so I'm not even going to try learning. No, that's not what we should be doing either, because why would you want to die before your time? I mean, you're living a foolish life. Things are going to happen because there is a God, and God does watch, and God is involved. And so that's why it says the one who fears will end up with both. The one who fears God, the one who respects God, the one who acknowledges God in their life, well, you'll receive righteousness and you'll receive wisdom when we put God in the picture. And so my encouragement and challenge to you during this time is to not just exhaust ourselves trying to always do the right thing or to be wise and have all the answers, but to just fear God and have faith and trust in God. Now, the flip side is not say, well, I have trust in God, I have faith in God, and I'm not even going to worry about any of really anything in life, and God's going to protect me or God's going to deliver me. That is kind of foolish living. God has given us a brain to use to gain some wisdom, and that's not the point of this passage. But Ecclesiastes, I like how in many times we can find where it says, hey, enjoy life. Enjoy life. Rather than just spending all your time and your days just trying to gain wisdom and gain understanding and gain perfection and all of these things that can really tie us up in life, enjoy life. What is it that you are doing that you enjoy about life? We can find ourselves in situations that are frustrating, that seem meaningless, but how can you enjoy them? What can you do, perhaps a different perspective, or just adding in some fun into those environments? If you're stuck at home, what are you doing to find some fun in your day? If you're at work, what can you do to find some fun in what you do, to enjoy it? Because you could pursue your whole life gaining as much wealth as possible, which who never has enough wealth, right? You could pursue those things, and then it's gone. Or then you die. What was the point of all that? And so my encouragement is for you is to let's have a balanced approach to where we are pursuing wisdom, we are pursuing righteousness, we are pursuing a relationship with God, but we also know that there's a balance to that we're not perfect and will never be sinless, and that's why we trust in God. We will never have all of the wisdom, have all of the answers to all of the questions we have about life, but we should still pursue the answers to those questions, but we should have a balanced approach to that, to where we just say, I don't know. I don't know some of the answers to life, but I trust in God. And I'll do my part as God calls me to do my part. I won't be a fool. I won't be wicked and just say whatever, but I'll try to enjoy my life, enjoy the relationships that I am, enjoy the situation that I am. Are you enjoying where you are at? Good questions. Well, I hope that's an encouragement and challenge to you. God bless. We'll see you next time.